The A-Team Challenge, a major project of the Foundation for Lee County Public Schools, is produced in partnership with the School District of Lee County, Waterman Broadcasting, and NBC2. This program features high school students in both public and private schools from 6 Southwest Florida counties as they compete in this exciting academic challenge. The A-Team Challenge is brought to you by the Suncoast Credit Union Foundation.
Hello everybody, this is the A-Team Challenge. Thank you for watching our game today. I'm Robert Van Winkle, happy to be invited back to be the host again this year, celebrating 28 years of academic excellence here in Southwest Florida. You can watch the A-Team Challenge on the education channels on Comcast and on CenturyLink. You can also find us on YouTube. Go to youtube.com and search Lee Schools TV. You'll find our games posted there. This year we're excited to play our games with an updated set of new questions, same subjects though, students: science, math, arts and humanities, language arts, social studies, general knowledge, and even some good current event questions are all in there this year. Here are the rules for those of you folks just joining us at home. We are in Game 15. We're going to play 2 rounds first, the first round and second round. Each question answered correctly will be worth 10 points. Students, remember, in the first 2 rounds, you're to work individually with no help from your team members. If you miss a question, buzzing in early, or for whatever reason you miss it, there's no penalty. However, the other team will have a chance to hear the question in its entirety and possibly steal the point. The exciting new round we introduced this year for our A-Team Challenge is the Lightning Round. The Lightning Round will consist of 2 separate subjects in 2 envelopes, which are randomly right here in front of me. The students will, each team will pick one of these, and inside is a specific subject with 10 questions. The students will have 90 seconds to answer those questions and possibly get another 100 points if they get them all right, added to the end of their score. The fun part about the Lightning Round is it only lasts for 90 seconds. Each time. All right, students, let's play the A-Team Challenge. We're off and running, and put your hands on your buzzers. Here we go. First question. What language was used to write the Symbolist Manifesto and a poem addressed to a hypocrite reader in The Flowers of Evil by Charles Baudelaire? Erin, Cape Coral.
French.
French is the right response. 10 points for Cape Coral. Good job. Next question. Shakespeare wrote a tragedy about what king who was killed in Aberdeenshire by the forces of the future King Malcolm III? Just in time. John, St. John?
Henry VIII.
Good guess, and it does not hurt to take a guess, but no, I'm sorry, I can't give you the point on that one. Cape Coral? What king? Macbeth. Macbeth. Next question for 10. What prince who rode the horse Kanthaka taught the Dharma near Varanasi and propounded the 4 noble truths with which he found John, St. John?
Siddhartha Gautama.
Siddhartha Gautama founded Buddhism. That's correct. 10 points, St. John Newman. Good job. First question for math on our game right up front here. Let's get started on that while I read it for the folks at home. What's the 6th term of the geometric sequence whose first 3 terms are 1, -2, and 4? Ray is in at Cape Coral.
-32.
-32, Ray. Good job. That's exactly right. And you get 10 points for that. Nicely done. What city, home to Etienne Falconet's statue, the Bronze Horseman, was formerly known as Leningrad and is the 2nd most populous city in Russia? Erin, Cape Coral.
St. Petersburg?
St. Petersburg is right. Good job, Erin. 10 points. Cape Coral. Next for 10. What Indian author who won the 1913 Nobel Prize in Literature wrote a collection of song offerings titled Gitanjali? The Indian author's name was Tagore. Tagore. Next question for 10. What theory, introduced in 1915, states that mass and energy curve space-time? David, Cape Coral.
General relativity.
You got that one pretty quickly. It was developed by Einstein as an extension of a special theory. General relativity is correct. 10 points, Cape Coral. Next question. Fun Home is a musical based on the life of what cartoonist, who is also the namesake of a test about interactions between female characters in movies? David, Cape Coral.
Liptus?
No, sorry, not Liptus. St. John? The life of the cartoonist I'm looking for, her name is Alison Bechtel. Next question for 10. What French ruler who promoted the construction of the Suez Canal and unsuccessfully invaded Mexico was the nephew of France's first emperor? John, St. John.
Napoleon III.
Good job, exactly right. I needed both of those and you got them. Napoleon III. 10 points, St. John Newman. Next for 10. What spreadsheet feature is used to group, summarize, and filter data into a new table, possibly with a cross-tabulation? Aaron, Cape Coral?
A query.
That's a good guess, Aaron. Nope, sorry. St. John? The specific answer I'm looking for is a pivot table. A pivot table. Next question. What comic book character, a Holocaust survivor and father of Quicksilver, is the alter ego of Adit, St. John?
Magneto.
Magneto is right. He's the alter ego of Eric Lensherr and the chief rival of the X-Men. 10 points, St. John. Next question for 10. Pianist Clara Wieck married what German composer whose piano works include Carnival and Scenes from Childhood? John, St. John's?
Beethoven.
That's a good try, good guess. No harm, no foul, though. Cape Coral, not right. Cape Coral? Schumann. Schumann was the right response. William Dean Howells' novel, The Rise of Silas Lapham, is set in what city? Also, it's the setting of Looking Backward and the capital of Massachusetts. John, St. John.
Boston.
Baston is how you say it. Baston. Yes, you're right. 10 points. You can say it any way you want. That's 10 points, St. John. Next question for 10. What kind of fruit, which was thrown into the middle of the wedding of Peleus and Thyestes by the goddess Eris, was awarded to Aphrodite by Paris? Long way around there. John, got an answer?
Pomegranate.
Not a pomegranate, but very creatively answered. Cape Coral? Was an apple. An apple, the apple of discord. Next question for 10. What element, the most abundant metal in Earth's crust, is isolated via the Hall-Héroult process, which uses electricity to refine its ore, bauxite? John, St. John?
Aluminum.
Aluminium is correct. 10 points, St. John. Next for 10. Several empty 20-lane boulevards run through what planned city that was built on an empty site in 2005 as the new capital of Myanmar? David, Cape Coral?
Burma.
No, sorry, David, incorrect. St. John? You're in time, John.
Kathmandu.
Both two good tries there. Sorry, incorrect. Naypyidaw. Naypyidaw is the name of the place. All right, and imagine a 20-lane boulevard empty. Okay, we got a good game going already here after the first round, neck and neck. When we come back, I'll introduce you to our student players, and we'll play another 10-point round. Don't go away.
Our schools are faced with increasing budgetary challenges. Now, there's an easy way for all of us to support education. By purchasing a License for Learning plate and renewing it each year, $20 are contributed to our schools to help our children. Support the License for Learning campaign. If you've got a car, get involved. For more information, call the Foundation for Lee County Public Schools, 239-337-0433. Get involved.
The Foundation for Lee County Public Schools is celebrating 30 years of enhancing education throughout Lee County. With the support of the business community and community at large. More than 3,000 students have participated in hands-on learning opportunities at local STEM businesses through our STEM at Work program.
One of you can hand the seeds out, one can plant and one can water.
This is actually my favorite class. In this one, I'm growing okra, and that one, we're growing lettuce.
Our Take Stock in Children and student advocacy and mentoring programs have provided more than 5,000 hours of mentoring to low-income, at-risk students. And this year, more than 350 students will attend our college and career readiness workshops. If you would like to learn more about how you or your business can get involved, please visit us online at www.leeschoolfoundation.org.
Welcome back to the A-Team Challenge. Great match today. We've got St. John Neumann versus Cape Coral. 8 students to introduce you to right now. Let's start with the 4 from St. John Neumann. In the first spot, the team captain is John Koga. John is a senior this year. He's headed to the University of Florida after high school and wants to study biophysics. Good luck to you in the future, John. Adip Rawat is next. Adip is a senior as well. He's staying in the state, wants to go to the University of Florida and also study electrical engineering. Good for you. In the back is Andrew Myers. Andrew Myers is a junior. There he is. Good smile. Andrew, hopefully we'll see you again next year on the A-Team Challenge. After high school, he plans to go to the University of Michigan and study computer science. Rounding out the team is Dan Martin, junior as well. University of Michigan is his goal after high school, and he wants to study engineering. Welcome to Dan and Andrew, Adip and John under the coaching of Jerry Voice at St. John Neumann. Jerry, it's nice to see you back again this year coaching your team. On the Cape Coral side, we've got 4 newbies. All of our students are new here on the Cape Coral side. David Talavera is the first one up. He's our team captain for the Cape Coral team. He's a sophomore, wants to head to MIT and study theoretical physics. I'm always amazed at these fields of study these guys plan to do. It's great. Good for you, David. Next is Noel. Noel Gascon is a junior. Noel wants to head to Florida State and study political science in the future. In the back row is Erin McLaughlin. Erin is a senior. She wants to go to Florida State and study political science and communications. And rounding out the team is Ray. Ray Huang is a senior, wants to go to Dartmouth and study mathematics. And Ray got that math question right away, so obviously you're going into the right field there. Ray, Erin, Noel, and David under the coaching of Andrew Gascon and Erica Pease at Cape Coral High School. All right, students, we've got another 10-point round. Let's keep the scores as tight as we can, because I'm telling you that lightning round is going to be a lot of fun if the scores are tight. Here we go. Hands on your buzzers, another 10-point round. First question. What right, which was demanded by the Silent Centennials led by Alice Paul, was established by the 19th Amendment and championed by Susan B. Anthony? David, Cape Coral.
Women's suffrage.
Women's suffrage is the proper response, word for word. Good for you. Cape Coral, 10 points. Take a gander at your screen. There's a math question up there for you. Students have a screen in front of them and also pencils and paper. They can keep working while I read it. What is the area of a rhombus whose diagonals measure 7 and 6, given that the diagonals are perpendicular to each other? We give the students also a little extra time to answer. John is in first at St. John Neumann.
42.
Sorry, John, incorrect. 42 is not the right one. Cape, you've only got about 3 more seconds. Nope, sorry, incorrect. You might have been on the right. Track, because the answer is 21. So maybe we'll go back and you can look at that after the game. Anyway, no harm, no foul, no points there. Next question for 10. What publication, whose columnists include Maureen Dowd and economist Paul Krugman, is nicknamed the Gray Lady, and it's a daily newspaper in New York? Andrew, St. John.
New York Times.
The New York Times is correct, 10 points, St. John. What graduate of the University of St. Andrews has 2 adorable children, George and Charlotte, with her husband, Prince William? John, St. John.
Kate Middleton.
Kate Middleton is the right response. Everybody knows that. 10 points to St. John. Good job. In what book does the protagonist meet up with Carlo Marx in Denver before setting off on adventures with Dean Moriarty, a beat novel by Jack Kerouac? It's called On the Road. On the Road is the name of the book. All right, next question. Here we go. Jonathan Taves, Claude Giroux, and Sidney Crosby are among the players representing what country in the 2016 World Cup of Hockey? John, St. John?
Canada.
Canada. Good job, St. John. 10 points for you. Next question for 10. In substances called lye, L-Y-E, the anion is what ion? The conjugate of hydronium that is formed in water by Arrhenius base, by the Arrhenius base, and has a formula of OH-. David, Cape Coral.
Hydroxide?
Correct, David. Good job. 10 points for Cape Coral. Next for 10. John Forbes Nash, the genius who inspired the film A Beautiful Mind, received a 1994 Nobel Prize in what category? The category was in economics. Next question. What Central Asian warlord fought a war against the Mongol leader Tokumish and founded a dynasty known as the Gurkhani? He was also known as the Lame. John, St. John.
Kublai Khan.
That's a good guess, but I can't give you the point for that. Nope, not it. Cape Coral. Tamerlane or Timur the Lame is what he was known as. All right, no points there. Next question for 10. What triatomic molecule, which is used as an oxidizer in race car engines, induces euphoria in humans, leading to its common name? Adip, St. John.
Nitrous oxide.
Okay, there you go. You got both nitrous oxide. I need to hear both of those. It's commonly called laughing gas. Correct. 10 points. St. John Newman. All right, next question for 10. What play in which a man at Covent Gardens alarms the flower girl Eliza Doolittle by taking notes on her speech? And it was written by George Bernard Shaw. The play is Pygmalion. The musical, you might know, is My Fair Lady, but I needed Pygmalion on that one. All right, next question for 10. What English poet included Batter My Heart, Three-Personed God in a collection of holy sonnets published in 1633? John, St. John.
John Donne.
John Donne is right. Good job. 10 points. St. John Newman. Next question for 10. What team, which won its 4th Super Bowl in 2011 by beating the Steelers 30... Ray, Cape Coral.
Packers.
They beat them 31-25. They also won the first 2 Super Bowls led by Aaron Rodgers. 10 points, Cape Coral. Good job. Sports question. Marine Le Pen is a potential candidate to take the presidency of what nation? Aaron, Cape Coral.
France.
France, from Francois Hollande in 2017 this year. Correct, 10 points, Cape Coral. Next for 10. What American conductor and composer wrote the Kaddish Symphony, as well as the scores for the Broadway works On the Town and West Side Story? Ray, Cape Coral.
Leo Bernstein.
Bernstein is the right response. Bernstein is correct. 10 points, Cape Coral. Good job. Right under the wire there. Puts you within 10 points of St. John Newman. Oh, this is going to be so much fun. All right. The reason I say that is because the lightning round is our new addition to the game this year. Now, when we come back, each team is going to have 90 seconds to answer 10 questions. And one of these teams will advance on. One of them will have to go home today. And we've got 2 really good teams here right now. We'll be back with the lightning round. Don't go away.
The Foundation for Lee County Public Schools is celebrating 30 years of enriching education throughout the school district of Lee County. Throughout its history, the Foundation has provided over $7 million in scholarships and $1.5 million in education grants. 170 teachers have received the prestigious Golden Apple Award. To learn more, visit www.leeschoolfoundation.org.
2 pennies by themselves don't add up to much. But when you're a Suncoast member, every time you swipe your Suncoast credit or debit card, Suncoast donates 2 cents to help children's programs where you live. That means Suncoast members help make their community a better place every day just by buying things with their cards. And when we add all those pennies from all those Suncoast card swipes together, we can give millions of dollars to our children's future. Visit SuncoastCreditUnion.com and learn how much Suncoast could save you.
All right, everybody, it's time to conclude this very good match between St. John Newman and Cape Coral High Schools. As you can see, the score is tight. Cape Coral at 90, St. John at 100. This is our lightning round, and before we get started, I want to introduce you to the alternate players that have now joined the teams. On the St. John Newman side, we've got one alternate here in the middle. Give us a wave. It's Michael. Michael DeSantis is a sophomore. He wants to go off to Villanova and study chemical engineering. Michael, good luck to you. Two alternates over here with Cape Coral. First is Ray. Ray Valise is a senior, wants to go to UCF and study computer science. He's on the end there. And next to him is Cassie Durgans, a junior. She wants to head to NYU and study journalism. All right, so there's our alternates. There's our two teams. This is the way it works. There are two subjects, one in each of these envelopes. The students, the team with the least points will go first. They'll pick an envelope. They'll have 90 seconds to answer the 10 questions on this subject. The thing about the lightning round that's interesting and has some sort of interest to it is that they can pass. The students, if they don't feel they can get the answer, can pass, and if there's time, we'll go back and give you another chance to get it. Okay? All right, so Cape Coral, you got 90 points. You go first. What color envelope would you like? Blue or purple?
Blue.
Blue, you get the purple. All right, here we go. Here's your subject. You ready? The subject is sedere. From the definitions, give the nouns that come from the Latin word sedere, which means to withdraw. All right? The Latin word sedere means to withdraw. I'm going to give you a definition. You give me the noun that comes from the Latin word sedere. Got it? 90 seconds on the clock. Go. A period of reduced economic activity, usually for 2 consecutive quarters.
A recession?
Correct, recession. An organized group that moves together slowly as part of a ceremony.
Procession?
Procession is correct. An area of land granted for a particular purpose.
Partition?
Sorry, incorrect. Something that is compulsory or needed.
Obsession?
Sorry, incorrect. A prayer or entreaty in favor of another.
Pass.
Pass on that one. A small personal item such as a belt or purse. Also, an accomplice in a crime.
Accessory?
Accessory is correct. A relative from whom one is descended.
Ancestor?
Ancestor is correct. An amount of something that is greater than needed or desired.
Excessive?
Excessive. Judges? Quick, quick, quick. Yes. A time of day at school when children can play.
Recess.
Recess is correct. The accomplishment of an aim or purpose.
Success.
Success is correct. You passed on this one. A prayer or entreaty in favor of another.
Digress.
Sorry, incorrect. And that completes the round. You did really good. You even had 2 whole seconds left. Very good. So let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I count 7. Judges, you right? 7 is right. That gives you an extra 70 points. The one you missed was a prayer or entreaty in favor of another is an intercession. An intercession. All right, so you got 7. Is that right? Yeah, 70 points extra. Judges, we good? All right. And good job. You know your Latin. All right. St. John, are you hoping for something similar? Latin-oriented questions, maybe? Here's your category. You ready? I told you they were going to be different. Your category is U.S. legislation. All right. In what decade were these acts passed by Congress? So your responses have to be something like 1820s, 1920s, whatever, okay? You have to give me the decade that the acts were passed by Congress. I'll give you the legislation. You give me the decade. Got it? 90 seconds on the clock. Here we go. Go. The Sherman Antitrust.
1890s.
1890s is correct. Social Security Act.
1930s.
Correct, 1930s. USA Patriot Act.
2000s.
2000s is correct. Kansas-Nebraska Act.
1830s.
Sorry, incorrect. The Clean Water Act.
1970s.
1970s is correct. Taft-Hartley Act.
1910s.
Sorry, incorrect. Voting Rights Act, which was partly struck down by the Supreme Court in Shelby County versus Holder.
Pass.
Pass. Violence Against Women Act.
Pass.
Pass on that. Interstate Commerce Act, which was signed into law by Grover Cleveland.
1880s.
1880s is correct. Federal Reserve Act.
1930s.
Sorry, incorrect. All right, you've got two past questions. The Voting Rights Act, which was partly struck down by the Supreme Court in Shelby County versus Holder.
1960s.
1960s is correct. Violence against women. Wow, that was great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for you. That's 60 points. We have a tie. When we come back, we are going to answer some questions for each of these teams in the fashion we just went through in the first two rounds, and we will find out which one of these teams goes on. We're going to take a short break, and we'll break the tie coming up.
This one's packed with hope. This one's packed with big dreams. This one's packed with inspiration. It may look like a simple brown bag lunch, but it's really a big way to make a difference. That's because when you become a Take Stock in Children mentor, it takes just 1 hour a week to make an impact that can't be measured. Change a life over lunch. Become a mentor today.
Take Stock in Children is a major program of the Foundation for Lee County Public Schools. For more information on how you can become a mentor, call 239-337-0433 or email info@leeschoolfoundation.org.
All right, game 15, I told you it was going to be a nail-biter, is now a tie. St. John Neumann versus Cape Coral. Here's how we'll break the tie on the A-Team Challenge. We have 5 questions. The best 3 out of 5 will win. And here we go. Students, hands on your buzzers. The Battle of Kadesh was won by what Egyptian pharaoh of the 19th dynasty who ruled for almost 70 years? Dan, St. John.
King Tut.
Sorry, not King Tut. Cape Coral, got a guess? All right, the answer was Ramses II. What novel in which Baba and his son Amir moved to California to flee a Soviet invasion? John, St. John?
The Kite Runner.
Of Khaled Hosseini is partly set in Afghanistan. 1 point or 10 points there for St. John. You got that one right. If a proton moves north through a magnetic field pointed up, the right-hand rule says force is exerted on the particle in what direction? David, Cape Coral.
Perpendicular.
Judges? No, I don't think so. I don't see that in my options. No, sorry. Go ahead, buzz in. John?
To the right.
To the right, except that's exactly right, or east, except right or east. Good. That's 2 for St. John. Tracheids are long cells in what vascular plant tissue, which uses passive transport to carry water, while sugars are carried by phloem? John, St. John?
Xylem.
Xylem is the right response, correct. What character discovers that he is the son of the god Poseidon in Rick Riordan's novel, The Lightning Thief? David? Percy Jackson is right. That gets you 10 points there. So, at the end of the 5-point round, St. John Neumann wins it by answering more questions. Good job, you guys. Very, very well done. Okay. For your first time Cape Coral team, I am very proud of you. Good job. St. John Neumann, you'll be advancing to the next round. Get up, shake each other's hands. That was a great game.